Good evening, my friends and entrepreneurs, especially. Today, I'll speak on the filing ITR return. This is the time now we have reached, or we have arrived at. Every person, every individual, as defined in the IT Act, must file their return. Whether they are coming within their gross total incomes coming up to 3 lakhs, 2,50,000 or not. And in case of senior citizen, 3 lakhs, and super senior citizen, it's 5 lakhs. That means although every person employed, doing business, carrying on professions, whether their gross total income during this previous year is not striking the maximum limit, which is not chargeable to tax, whether or not you must file return, there are importance. Some individual wants to avail home loan, car loan, or say self-employed, other loan or business loan, they must file return. The time has arrived. Obviously, this year, that is assessment year 2021, we have got lot of time to file return. But we must file our return at earlier. It's not that on the 11th hour or on the deadline we are knocking the door of your advisor or your consultant or your wealth managers. So, prior to going into the filing return, for especially salaried employee, they must have collect Form 16. Now, what is Form 16? Let us see. Form 16 is containing the tax deducted by the employer on account of payment of salary to the employee and different informations of employee, TDS, and that had been deposited with the treasury of the government. Now let us see. More precisely, let's see the Form 16. Form 16 having two parts, Part A, Part B. Part A containing the employee's PAN number, details of the employee like name, father's name or guardian names, next address, the position in which he is employed, the name of the organizations, as well as PAN number of the employee, as well as TAN number. PAN number is permanent account number of the employee. TAN number, tax deduction account number of the employer, and the total amount of tax that has been deducted on account of payment, that is TDS or tax deducted at source. That is the financial year 1920, that is the employer paid the payment, salary payment, started on, we must start on the 1st April 2019 and which ended on 31st March 2020. Now this is assessment year 2021. We already started on the 1st April 2020 and will continue till the 31st March 2021. Now, there is a time, much time left this time. As per our finance ministry, they have decided to extend the time because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Now we must not wait for the last date. Now, Part 1 containing all details of the employee, Part 2 containing the breakup of the salary paid to the employee by the employer. Now, in case of if there is a TDS, it is mandatory by every employer. They are liable to issue Form 16 to all employees. In other cases, if contract job or something has been done by some business, proprietorship business, partnership business, or in case of self-employed, even a TDS, in case of commission agent also, if TDS on payment of commissions, then the Form 16 available from the respective parties or the respective person or individual or the firm or the company with whom the assessee has entered into the transaction during the previous year. So, in this assessment year, they must file return very clean way, and they must file return. Although, if his or her income, the assessee's income, could be half, farm, anything, anybody, should, if not coming, although the maximum limit which is not chargeable to tax, they must file return because they want to. This is also a necessary document and it's forming very important documents like filing return. So I can avail the loan, home loan, business loan, car loan, everything. Now let's see, after Form 16, what I do? After having the Form 16, we must go with the help of our PAN number or with the help of the assessor's PAN number into the AS26. Now what is AS26? AS26 is found in the website of the income tax departments. After I log in using the PAN number of the assessee, we will find the AS26. Now last month the income tax department has generated improved AS26. AS26, that is assessee's consolidated tax statement. Now we have Form 16. Now after logging, we will find out there are different heads and statements precisely defining the tax deposit by the employer in case salaried person, in other cases by the parties, different companies or different other party who deducted tax at source while making payment to the assessee. Those will find over there, as well as TDS by banker, TDS by post office, TDS by any financial institution with which the assessee has entered into the transaction during previous year. Every TDS will find there with Form 16, with employer, with other party also. I will get all Form 16, then you can get match like TDS at source while receiving payment of income which generated previous year. We can get match. And then we understand, okay, all the TDS had been deposited with the treasury of the central governments. So that's become proof. So TDS, which has been deducted as per Form 16, we must match with the AS26 which is available in the income tax department site using PAN number as ID as well as with the password. We can log in and find the Form 16 AS. Now let's see, prior to filing return, very clean way, what we supposed to get in our hand. The deductions which is available under sections 80 C to up to 18U, those all deductions available in case of various payment we made to, like LIC premium payment, like Mediclaim insurance premium payment, those receipt. In case of fixed deposited with either bank or banking company or with post office of the central government, we made for 5 years. FD with post office or banking company for 5 years and more also eligible for deductions. So those payment receipt we must get, like LIC premium payment, Mediclaim insurance premium payment, fixed deposit over 5 years tenure, as well as like investment into mutual fund ELSS, that to be, as well as like receipt of tuition fees of children, as well as many others there. So you must have all those receipts. Then only you are eligible for deductions from your total incomes. So after all receiving all the statements, you can avail the deduction out of your gross income. You can claim deduction, and this, if you have not filed with employer, then you have to file with the IT departments. Now next is like interest income certificate. Now what is interest income certificates? Interest earned during previous year from banking company, from post office, from saving accounts, from PPF also, and PPF also like public provident fund deposit receipt also you have to get, or from the respective banks or respective authorities where you can open your PPF accounts, mainly from State Bank and its subsidiary will merge into the State Bank. Obviously with other banks nowadays you can open your PPF. With post office also you can open up your PPF account. PPF of your PPF of your spouse, or PPF of your children, or you can say grandchildren also. If you are making payments, those who are dependent upon you, and you are making payment in the PPF account, that's also can be availed as deductions. Now, interest income certificate to be received. That interest income certificate also you have to have in your hand. Either you get it from the banking company or from post office, or you have a clear statement of your accounts using the passbook and other books which you have in your hand. After everything you have in your hand, then we can file return. Next I am going to explain what are the income tax form that are available and which categories of assessee they are coming under, which categories of ITR form. That is I will speak in the next time. Thank you. Good night very much. Thank you.